Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I appreciate the support. And of course, if you guys want to support me further, you can do that by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about our perfectionistic tendencies as an INFJ. I'm sure you guys have heard a billion things about it already. I don't need to speak a little bit more about it, but I'm going to because I have something to say about it, obviously. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about our idealistic perfectionistic tendencies. That's hard to say together. So basically what happens is that because we have this perfectionistic tendency, so we believe that we see the world in a perfect way or an idealistic way. We see how it should be. We see how we should be, particularly how we should behave, how we should look, how we should eat, how we should work, etc. And so we have all of these idealistic and perfectionistic views of the world, obviously, which a lot of times is not, it doesn't work out because you can't really control the world. So that's okay. We kind of leave that to the side. But then we have all these perfectionistic, idealistic tendencies towards us. So we kind of focus all that energy upon us because the world isn't going to change. So we're like, all right. So we look at ourselves and we're like, all right, I'm not doing things right in this manner. I need to do this better here. I'm not doing this perfectly. I need to do that better. I need to eat this better. I need to live this better. I need to live here better, etc., etc. So we look at ourselves and we have all of these idealistic views of ourselves, our perfectionistic views. We want to be a certain way. We want to be better. We want to be the best version of ourselves. We don't want to compete with others. We're not doing it because we're like, ooh, I'm better than you or I'm better than you. We're just saying that we just want to be the best version of ourselves. We know that we have a lot of potential. Innately, we have this knowing inside of us that we are better than we are allowing ourselves to be. We're giving ourselves not a good chance, not enough of a chance. And so we know we can do better. We have this intuitive sense within us. I know I can do better. I know I can be better. And so we kind of make a list of all the ways that we can be better. Perhaps we write it down and we have a list in our head and things like that. And then and this happens a lot to us, if we do not live according to these high standards that we hold for ourselves, these high perfectionistic, idealistic tendencies, and we probably won't because the standards are way too high, impossibly high sometimes, superhuman high, right? And so we won't live up to them, obviously. And we're like, all right, cool. So I'm not living up to my tendency. If I'm not going to live up to my idealistic, perfectionistic tendencies, I cannot expect anyone else to do that either. So we don't have high standards or high expectations of other people because we're not doing the best we can. So how can I expect someone else to do that? And also, because we do not reach those standards, we also tend to go to the other opposite extreme where we haven't reached our impossibly high standards, so we won't do anything at all. Do you know what I'm saying? So because I haven't done my impossibly high standard thing where I need to scale this huge mountain, because I haven't done that huge mountainous thing, I'm not going to do anything at all. So instead of doing something, little bit something, anything, we just sit in the corner and we don't do anything. We just read memes on Instagram or we read manga like I do, or we basically waste our time doing nothing at all, right? Because we're like, well, if I'm not going to reach that impossibly high mountain, then why bother at all? Why should I do anything at all? Now, of course, when I say it like that, it seems like a completely stupid thing to do, a completely idiotic thing to do, because you're like, well, yeah, I'm not going to reach that mountain. It's impossibly high. I've set up my standards so high that it's impossible for me to reach it. So I'm basically self-sabotaging myself. And then if I don't reach that mountain, I'm not even going to do anything at all. Like, I'm not even going to try to scale perhaps a smaller mountain or perhaps a smaller hill. I'm not even going to try and scale a little bit of a tiny baby hill. I'm not even going to do anything at all. I'm just going to sit in the corner and cry or whine or mope or just hide from the world. And I think that's one of the main reasons why INFJs don't accomplish more than they actually do and don't accomplish even a smidgen of what their potential is, because we spend all of this time in self-sabotaging mode, also in self-liberation mode where we're like, we're terrible people. I can't even do that much. How can I ask other people to do anything? I don't even know what I'm doing in my life. I should just hide in the corner. And that's what we end up doing. Now, of course, you guys know what I'm going to say next is that you have to realize that these standards that you're setting up for yourself, and I had to deal with this for the longest time myself. I've told you guys a lot of stories about this, where I set up all these standards for myself. I did not reach them. Then I ended up doing nothing at all, just wasting my life away, drinking, smoking, blah, 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 blah. And then I realized, all right, if I'm not going to do that high mountainous thing, that I'm not going to scale that huge mountain, at least I can do something small. So I started doing something small. I know you guys, I told you guys it was something very small. I just started making my bed every single day, right? And then I started meditating every single day. And then I added and added and added to it. So now I do all the things I do now. I still am not living up to my potential or my standard, high standards. I still am I would say I'm 50%, 60% there. I should be nice to myself. I'm 60% there, right? So I still have a long way to go according to myself, right? Of course, if people look at me from the outside in, they're like, oh my God, you're doing so much. I'm like, yeah, well, yeah. So we have very high standards, but I do want to implore you guys to remember that these are extremely, impossibly high, superhuman standards that no one is ever going to be able to reach. So you really, really, really have to think about reducing your standards a little bit. Really, really, really think about it. At least right now, if you're sitting with me right now listening to this video, think about all of the different high standards that you have in your life and think about reducing them a little bit. And then really working on those lower standards, not hiding in the corner and not doing anything at all because you're not reaching your impossibly high standards. Not hiding in a corner and moping or whining or complaining or bitching or things like that, but actually using your potential. You are an INFJ or you are a human being in general. You have a lot of potential and you can do a lot of things if you just get out of your own way. I think Kat was saying this should be one of those things that we say to ourselves all the time. And really, I think that's one of the main things INFJs need to do with themselves is to just get out of their own way. Just stop self-sabotaging themselves. We do this very easily and very often. And one of the reasons why I've said this before, why we don't do more with our lives, why we haven't really just taken over the world is because we spend all of our time in this weird mode of hiding and not being enough and hating ourselves and putting ourselves down and telling ourselves we're not good enough. All of that shitty stuff that we do to ourselves. And then instead of actually going out and doing the work or just doing our work in general, the work that we're here to do, we just hide and we don't do anything at all, right? And so I'll just give you a quick example from these videos that I do. I could do a lot more with these videos. I am sitting here on a desk doing a video, talking about stuff. I don't take notes. I don't write anything down. I just speak from the heart. I don't do any editing either. So the lighting that you see is the lighting that you're getting. The stuff that you see in the background is what you're getting. My hair, I haven't done my hair. I don't put makeup on. This is what I wear normally on a daily basis. And so I just wear that. I don't wear anything fancy. And all of that, I don't censor myself. If they say something stupid, then I just keep it in there. And all of this is because I could go really overboard with this, with the editing and the censoring and the correcting and the cleaning up of my videos. I could spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours cleaning up one single video because I have such high standards for it, right? So I knew that from the beginning. I knew that if I started doing videos, I would go overboard with it. And I did in the beginning. I would do this and that, and I would clean up the audio, and I'd go and do this here, and I'd go to a video place here. And it was just a mad, crazy rush of nonsense. I was wasting my time, basically. Now I don't do all that. And that's why I'm able to do more videos, put more of my thoughts out there. I'm not necessarily saying this is the better way. It's a better way for me. It's a better way for a perfectionistic, idealistic INFJ like me. And so instead of worrying about being perfect with these videos, I just do them. I just get the message out there. And that's more important than me correcting my videos, sitting for hours and then trying to hate myself or not doing enough and things like that. It's such a waste of time. It's such a waste of our energy, waste of our spiritual time, our limited time on this planet. We have very little time on this planet. We really need to take care of it and use it as best we can. And for spending our time in our idealistic, perfectionistic mode, we're not going to do that. So I really, I implore you guys, I beg you guys to Just stop doing that to yourself. You're basically hitting yourself in the foot and then hurting yourself and then killing yourself in the process. So don't do that. Don't focus on the perfectionistic aspect of things as much as possible. Don't try to scale that huge mountain. Break it down, make it smaller, and then try to scale that tinier mountain that's more possible. Okay? I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope I was able to explain myself to you. If you guys want to support me further, if you like this video or any other video, then you can do that at my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.